GM Farcaster. It is Wednesday, October 23rd, and you are here with Downish Prof and Adrian for, I don't even know how long anymore. Maybe 29 minutes, might be a few more extra, because although there's nothing going on in the time, everyone's complaining about how quiet the timeline is. We have a jillion links to go through. So I don't know how that happens. But GM, Adrian.
GM.
Yeah, they're just all links of people saying Farcaster's dead. That's pretty much it. So GM, here we go. Yeah, trying to get everything organized today was a little crazy. So let's get into it because we've got a lot. This from Dan. We'll start with the newsy news first. New on Warpcast, links to X Twitter will display with images and other formatting. And at first, I wasn't seeing it. It wasn't coming up the way it was supposed to look. I'm like, mine's not looking like that at all. And then I just needed to refresh because I was on web. And if you are on mobile, probably need to restart your app and then it will show. So, which is really funny because we're just recording something for next week. We talk about links and how they display. Like this would have been helpful 2 days ago. So thanks, Dan.
And why do you think he's doing this? Because he wants people to cross, if there's good content in X, just copy it into Warpcast and then people can,
And it'll look a little bit better and it'll show the way make it easy for conversation. So, which is great. And this is from V, same thing. GT made some improvements to embedding posts from X. If you're reading this on web, you should see this. You should see this expanded out nicely with all the content and images. And like I said, if you're not seeing it, if you're still just seeing just this first part of Wilson's cast, then just refresh and make sure you're getting the full view, which is great. So that's cool. This also from Varun. Warpcast is now pushing public location data to hubs since FIP location and profiles went live. A small change we had to make to adjust the rounding of locations displayed on the profile. Previously, we allowed city level, New York, and sub-city level, e.g. Brooklyn. Going forward, Warpcast will standardize on a city level. So if you previously selected Brooklyn, it will now reflect as New York. Sorry, there's going to be issues. This is going to be like the animated BFB all over again.
I guess is what he means when he says worse is better. People in Brooklyn are
sorry, Brooklyn.
Are now, yeah,
they're rising up. They're never coming. Sorry, Brooklyn. But the other thing, and I didn't pull this cast, but I did notice that there are some apps that are now having some issues since this change went out. I know FrameDull was having some kind of issue, and they narrowed it down to this, and I'm not sure exactly why. But if you're if you're a dev, you have an app that connects with Farcaster, just if you're having any issues, this might be the reason. So hit up V and team. So yeah, exciting stuff. And then we have this from this from V as well, replying to Dalchin.eth, and it was in Founders. And I've said this many times, but I think Founders is the most underrated channel. If you are doing anything in entrepreneurship, like even if you're not the founder, but you're working on a startup, it's a channel. You can pick up a lot of things. And then this was Dilchin.eth. I really don't know how some founders find that work-life balance. I rarely sleep good. My room's a mess. I take out the trash until there's 420 bags piled up, something like that. Rarely go on a walk with friends. Nearly no weekends. The only thing I do is my startup, gym, and OSS. How do you think anything else beyond your startup? And V had some good advice here, as well as some other things in the replies. If you look back at a successful career trajectory, you'll probably find that 10% of inputs produce 99% of the value. The trick to work-life balance is constantly try and reduce the other 90% of the inputs so that your life has some time for friends and relationships. Being a founder will never be easy, as having a full-time job, but it can be better than it is today. So, we've talked about this before, personally, and with a couple other folks who've been on here, and I think this is a constant battle for anybody who's a bit of a workaholic in whatever capacity. Struggle with this myself, but I don't think there's any such thing as balance, like in a traditional sense. Like you're never going to have it exactly even. You don't spend exactly the same amount of time with your family and friends as you do on your work. It just doesn't work out that way. There's no 888. But I think there's times when I spend more with my family and it makes a lot of sense, certain times of the year, etc. And then other times where I'm just going to put more focus on my work. So, any
Okay.
thoughts?
Just to add to what V's saying, though, also, which is whether you work at a company or you're a founder, you can give 110% to only that and not have any balance. And I think V's point is the things that matter. It's like it's not a linear relationship or a direct one-to-one relationship between hours put in and results. And what I have found, at least in my personal life, both as a founder as well as working at companies, which was most of my career, um, the the best ideas I've ever had has not been when I've been working hard. It's like when I've
Hmm.
stepped away and gotten out. And so I think it's about if you're a founder and you're kind of struggling, it's sometimes stepping back and a way to figure out what are the most important things to be focused on and do that. But it's hard.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
I
very
think
hard.
I think as a
Yeah,
founder, it's kind of like if you feel this, if you're not really working on something, it's your default dead.
yeah.
And at a company, if you step back, it's like someone else will pick up the slack.
Yeah, I think that's the big difference right there. Exactly. Especially, a lot of solo founders or, two co-founders kind of thing where there's no I thought about this morning. I woke up and I was really, really tired and I'm like, I can't call in sick. There's nobody to call
Oh,
into.
that's so sad.
Like I can't do that. And I was fine like 5 minutes later anyway. But just had that like thought for a moment. I'm like, it doesn't really work anymore. There's no mental health days, just suck it up. So yeah, I think there's ways of like building in what's important to you to balance things out. More from the founders channel. There's a few things in here today over the past 24 hours or so that are fantastic. This is another one. Next week's Hump Day AMA will feature Manan from Nanar. He's one of the co-founders of Nanar, along with Rish. If you're building on Farcaster, chances are you are paying Nanar. They have been instrumental to this network's success. RSVP now. And I will say that Rish at FarCon, the first one a couple of years ago, that moment when he was talking, I was like, wow. Like I remember that vividly because he was doing one of the lightning talks and he had three different things he was talking about. One of them was space, the other was Nanar in a very different form, and I forget there was one more. Oh, EthOS, and all three things I was like, oh my god, like this guy's brilliant. So this will be a really good chat. And a couple more things from founders. This was from Jamie. I recently wrapped up winding down the company I started 4 years ago. Here's a long post on some of the hard fought lessons I learned from building marketplaces and crypto apps. So go give this a read. It's like spilling some serious lessons here. So if you are launching anything in crypto right now, this is a great read for you to take a look at.
And yeah,
Yeah.
shout out also Jamie for being just like a wonderful, incredible human being. He was
Mhm.
he was one of the first people I think I kind of found on Farcaster when I joined 2 years ago. His account was really active, and I've gotten to know him a little bit, but he is so incredibly generous. And in at the end of
Yeah.
his blog post, he's writing about his journey and all of his lessons, and he just ends it like the is how do I help you? And
Mhm.
I am just obsessed with that energy and really appreciate everything he's done in terms of
Yeah.
building in public and sharing the lessons. And
Yeah. Totally. And he also, part of what he was doing was helping, like with Launchcaster, getting focus on other projects, right? So that in itself had a public good for early Farcaster. So fantastic. It is pretty long,
He's ready
but
to
go
build
give it a read.
again. Like,
Yeah.
he's ready to go be another founder. So good
Yeah.
luck, Jamie. Rooting
Yeah.
for
Good
you.
luck. Amazing. And this from Linda in Founders. This was fantastic as well. I've shared this privately with some people and it seemed to help. So sharing in case it helps anyone else. There were a couple really tough years for my fund, Scalar. I think I'm saying that right. Crypto markets were down 90% since we launched in 2018. We were outperforming, but not by much, and still a huge loss. Excuse me. It was difficult to fundraise. Did 1,000 fundraising meetings, over 1,000 fundraising meetings. I can't even imagine that part. I didn't have issues with the market personally since I'd been through a long bear in crypto before, but this was the first time I had taken capital from investors and hired employees as a founder. I felt enormous sense of guilt every day that I had let the people who trusted me down. Two, climbing out of those levels required many multiples, and it was going to be a long road ahead of us. It was quite difficult for some time, and I ended up going to therapy over 2 years, which helped me a lot. It helped me separate what was in my control versus not, and to be not to be so hard on myself. Scalar fortunately ended up doing well, but even if it hadn't, not being too hard on yourself when you try your best is important. Starting anything involves risk, and people who partake in it understand. And talking with a therapist who you resonate with can help a lot, not an overnight thing. So I thought this was fantastic and wanted to share that whole thing. Linda just is always spitting amazing wisdom. Another person who shares a lot of her journey publicly in what she's building with Bountycaster. And I think that's super helpful to others who are building as well. Any other thoughts on that?
No, I just
Adrienne?
love that. I love that she shared this. And there are a lot of founders and a lot of VCs that have no problem taking investor money, and they have never a sense of
and they've never had to go to therapy about it at all.
yes,
and wouldn't even cross their minds.
There are people, right, who just understand that when you're taking it's just the responsibility of what it means if you're investing someone else's money. So I'm glad that she's sharing that. I'm glad she's gotten over it, because if it was only people who didn't care, right, then you don't get people like Linda in that seat. And we want more of that. So I'm really thankful that she's sharing that, because I want it shouldn't just be the people who don't care about who don't take that responsibility, who kind of don't care about
we need to keep encouraging the good behavior. And this also from Linda in Founders. One of the best ways to an early stage founder's heart is by using their product and giving thoughtful feedback on it. Bonus points for sharing the product with others. I feel like it's such an underrated way of connecting with talented builders who otherwise you might not chat with. And she had posted something on Twitter as well, that Bountycaster was able to get its first 1,000 users from building on top of Farcaster. Plan for growing to next stage, expand to more social networks. Next is Twitter and X. Expand to more P2P categories. Continue to grow with Farcaster. So I think there's a couple strong points in there. If you are a founder, why Farcaster can be really valuable if it makes sense with this particular audience, because you will get a great group of early adopters who will give you some feedback. So, and was just what we were talking about the other day.
But you'll also get friends who will just give you some patronage without using your product, and those are bad people.
Those are bad people. They're not bad people. They just could do better. They're just busy people, but they love you. They just love you. That's all. It's not a bad thing. Behind Adrienne right now is this lovely picture of Ted. It's marketing week at CSX. Ted is schooling our cohort on building a community. So this looks pretty cool at A16Z Crypto, and their is it Crypto School? I think that's what it stands for.
Crypto Startup School. They used to call it. Is this what they used to call CSS?
I think so.
And
Yeah,
they
they
rebranded to
changed it.
CSX,
Yeah, I think so.
I assume.
So here's the New York cohort. So pretty cool.
And
So
that's my background.
yeah, that is Adrian's background today. A few more things. We got a few things from Base. Base, thank you. We are powered by Base. Thank you, Base, for being one of our premier partners. This from Maneri. In the last few months, Base team rallying cry has been a clear shift from LFG to LFB. Let's effing go to let's effing build. I love that. Shows the team's ownership mentality. We know the opportunity to build on an on-chain economy is massive. We know the work needed is substantial, and we are committed to doubling down with all of you to build. And this also from Base ties in nicely to the Base Around the World build-a-thons have come to a close with over 700 projects submitted from thousands of builders across LATAM, Africa, India, and Southeast Asia. Thanks to everyone who built alongside us and worked to bring their community on chain. Now we'll be gearing up for meetups worldwide, and this is an amazing list. Buenos Aires on October 29th, Nairobi, November 4th, Bangalore, November 7th, Bangkok, November 12th, Singapore, November 18th, and Manila, November 20th. So, yeah, the Base team's going to be like touring the globe. So pretty amazing. Go if you are in any of those places, go meet up with them because they are just lovely folks. Some of our favorite people will be there. So have fun, Sarah. Travel safe. Okay, so a few more things here. I don't know if it's just the algorithm showing me him more or if he's all of a sudden more active here, but Dune co-founder and CTO Mats at Mats, M-A-T-S, is starting to engage here a lot. So go follow him and engage back. So there you go. And hold on. All
And
right, there
he's
we go.
yeah, he's asking people, he's trying to get people into the Dune channel.
Yeah.
So if you're
So if you want an
Dune
invite to
analytics
Dune, yeah, if you're into the analytics, go ask for an invite. Yeah, that's good to see. And actually, I think that was our next cast was from Am. And yes, I forgot to log out. So yes, we're gonna have loading issues. Sorry, guys. We started using this framework from Jesse Pollock, and 3 weeks before DuneCon, the team is pushing Zone 4. So different work rate zones. I should have pulled this up when we were talking about work-life balance.
Yeah.
There you go.
Have
There
you
you
seen
go.
this before? Or
I
have you
have
seen
not.
Jesse cast about it?
I haven't. I somehow missed this. I don't know why. But this is pretty cool. I like this. So different looking at this almost like when you're, working out and having those different heart rate zones, it's a work rate zone. So vacation zero is vacation, warm up, endurance, power, threshold, max capacity. So what personal life for zone 5? I like that. So pretty cool. I had not seen that before. So very good. All right, moving on. So Adrian, do you think the vibes are off? What's going on?
Oh, the vibes.
The
So
vibes.
I think the vibes are immaculate because I listened back to our show from Monday and it
The
was
vibes are
really good.
immaculate.
And we had a lot of fun and people were funny and it's a beautiful day. It's like 70 degrees in New York these days. It's October.
Like, I don't even know what it is.
The
It's
sun
actually
is
70 degrees right
shining.
now here. Yeah, it's lovely.
However, other people are trying to convince me the vibes are off and I
Yeah,
don't want to have
and
it.
including super anon. Farcaster feels very small again. Engagement is low and Dwoofy. Also with a very similar message. Is engagement down or am I just seeing less viral stuff in the feed? So and then Wake had this comment, total casts have been trending down for months. Recent engagement topped out at end of September and is also trending downward, but higher than August. Could be a function of your feed, but Farcaster KPIs are either flat or down. So there you go. And people just might also be busy. I think there's a lot of different things going on as well, where folks are getting ready for things like DevCon, which I know for the devs, that's a tremendous event. So people might be focusing on getting some work pushed out before that. I think we see that with very large crypto events where things kind of get a little quiet right before. Or, other world events might be bringing the vibes down, is my
I
theory.
don't know what
But
you're referring to. It's Q4.
it's
Builders
Q4.
are
Builders are
just
building.
trying to crank to get their, end of year deliverables in, and
Yeah,
everybody
there you
else is losing their mind over an election,
go.
which
That could
for
be it.
King of the Universe, apparently, that's going
Apparently.
to affect every minute of your life. And
I think this is why we should be doing some kind of outreach because there's people looking for alternatives. And I did like this. I like the idea that Blue Sky has starter packs. Might be good to implement here too. CCDWR. And I don't know why this particular image is not showing, but yeah, that's a good idea. We're planning to do something like this with users and channels for people who invite others. This was DWR. So I think if I'm understanding this correctly, like if I was inviting somebody, I could sort of say, and here's the group of people that you should be following and the channels that I think would be a great place for you to start and things like that. Which I think that's great. And I think you could even do that with somewhere down the line, some LLM that might analyze what you like from other social media and pull in something equivalent. So I think there's some ideas here. In other fun news, because there's fun on the timeline. There's fun on the timeline, man. Is this from Corbin.eth? It is a really, really ridiculously fun way to tip DGen. It is like a little air hockey game. So on DGen listing day, here is my gift to the DGen ecosystem. So this is about a week ago. It just took me until yesterday to try it out. Tipshot.xyz, air hockey game to tip free DGen to your Farcaster friends. Play at tipshot.xyz explore page coming soon. So he's trying to get this in as a mini app. I think he's waiting for approval and integration by Horsefax. But it is really fun. You just like pull your little guy back and it tips people based on if this person's next to this hole and you get it in, they get a tip. It's really cute.
so fun.
It's
Is that
so
like
fun.
Is that like a money cannon?
It's like a money cannon. Yeah,
Yeah. How fun
exactly.
is that?
But it's like you're playing this cute little game. And I desperately need a practice zone because I am horrible at it, but it's really cute. So go check it out. This is on Corbin.eth's profile or tipshot.xyz. Very cute. And you get like 3 a day and then it increases from there. So I'm waiting for mine to reset so I can go play more. It's really cute. I'm like, can I have a little playground area? This from Matcha. We're back with another Matcha. Matcha times Moxie.eth claim frame. If you swapped on Matcha between October 1st and today or yesterday, you can claim 800 Moxie right now. This includes anyone who swapped from last week's frame. Make sure to swap again to be eligible for our next claim frame. Really creative idea. They've done this with DGen and Moxie and other coins that if you're doing swaps anyway, go do them on Matcha and you'll earn some bonus things. So very cool. This from Naomi, Afro Chicks. She has started a new challenge, and today she has a 24-hour challenge. Mini challenge, workout and earn $signs. Rules, follow AC Track Club, complete the workout below. More details in the replies. Reply to this cast with your @receipts. So the receipts, go check that out if you don't know what that is. Way to put your workout on chain. Workout video or MoshiCam workout picture and tag me. Earn a share of 10,000 Moxie and my fave entry wins 2,000 DGen. Valid entries will be paid once challenge is over using Paybot. I just love reading that cast because it mentions so many different integrations from Farcaster. I just think that's awesome. We've got MoshiCam, we got receipts, we got Paybot, like Moxie, DGen. That's pretty amazing. And so go check out AC Track Club for more information and go do the workout.
These are these are Lego blocks and people are
Yes,
playing. So good stuff.
exactly. Exactly. All right, let's do a quick little roundup of a few more things here. This was from Emily with the double Y, who is fairly new or hasn't been around much for lately. So go give them a follow. Re-exploring Warpcast, the last 48 hours. Here's my first thoughts. Oh wow, App Store, cool. Reminds me of Telegrams, and also respect the team for shipping new features. Oh, I can't talk in channels anymore. Wait, I can, just not all. What channel should I join? I found myself looking at profiles of people whose taste I trust and seeing where they engage. Smart way to approach this. So far, big shout out to Ted, who recommended a few channels and connected me to some people already. As a user, I find stickiness on social apps really comes down to one, content discovery, two-way communication early on. Things I'm still wondering, best apps and frames. For example, I learned about Ask Gina from Eric Junta and Side Shakar and Pentacle's Web3 resource. Green Farmer showed me Slate. Linda showed me Bountycaster. Garrett with Dune Dashies for FC data. A lot of what I found was through the help of people like Ted sharing native discoverability could be an aha moment. So I thought this was chock full of great stuff.
I was like,
Also,
she comes in and
so good
nails everything we've been saying and kind of, it's like
in the best,
synthesizes
and
all the
said it so
complaints,
well.
talks
Yeah.
about what works, right? And
Yep.
A plus, Emily.
So, and there's also some
Fantastic.
great stuff in the replies. If you
Mhm.
go through, you get Ask Gina's response, which is, by the way, if you don't know who Ask Gina is, it's an AI bot that's kind of interacting. I don't know if it's still if it's open yet. For a while, it was gated, so I don't know if it still is. And then thank you, Yes to Crypto, who is dropping us in here, but I have to read his comment. Before too long, we'll have an AI assistant that welcomes people to Warpcast, which is a great idea, and points them to places and answers questions. It'll be trained on GM Farcaster and Downish Prof. Adrian new 101 series. And my comment back was, oh, you're replacing us already. It's like, train the LLMs on them. Then be gone with
I'm
you.
fine with it. I think it's a great idea.
It's a
I
great
think
idea.
the LLM just needs to mint all of our content in
Agree.
order to use it. And
There you go. There you go. That's funny. This from Zach Harris, and honestly, I still am not sure what this was, some sort of fever dream. But it was pretty funny. Today I saw K MacB dashing from Spandex House into the Cinderella building, wearing nothing but stretchy banana colored spandex leggings, no shirt, and a spiked collar. By the way, if you've seen him post that particular banana image, it will make a little more sense. There's an NFT. In the distance by the elevator, I heard Adrian and Nanish Prof, the GM Farcaster Dewoofi episode, was right from Stranger Things. I'd say so. So I'm not exactly sure if this was real or just some sort of fever dream, but I found it quite amusing. And we could
this is
be elevator music. I'd be fine with that.
this is great for me to hear you talk about this because I see this and I'm like, I have no idea what this means, so I just ignored it. And
And I was like, no, no,
when I see
I'm putting it
people
right out
respond
there.
to it, then I
Yeah,
figured you guys must know what he's talking about. You must understand it, but you don't. And that's a good
yeah,
reminder that like 90% of the things in the crypto world, like I didn't always understand, but you just kind of engage anyway, and then you figure it out. So that's just a nice, like, I need that lesson.
that's funny. I mean, I figured I knew what he was referring to with the banana colored like spandex. I knew what he was referring to, but the whole thing I assume was just this like sort of bit of fiction. And also,
Okay.
please note, this was posted in Shower Thoughts. So that was my first comment back was, why were you
Why is
thinking about
this
this
in
in the shower? Seems weird.
I don't know. It looks
Okay. But okay.
all right.
It's funny.
If it's just for fun, then
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I
Yeah.
assumed it was just funniness. And then this, we have a few things happening today. This from Octant, 20, or is this tomorrow? I think it's tomorrow. 23 sessions in, 10 left to go. We can't believe we're reaching the end of our accelerator program. It has been one of the most intense experiences we've undertaken, but it's been so worth it. Our cohort has been heads down in founder mode, pitching, testing, growing. To celebrate this big milestone, we're inviting you to our demo day. Hear from these incredible builders, get an in-depth understanding of their growth and journey. We've got all that. A major surprise is planned for that day. Sign up link in the next cast. And this is happening tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. And some friends of ours are in this crew, so very excited for them. Lynx is one of them. I think there were a couple others that I'm forgetting right now, but go check this out.
KBC
Right.
with Together Crew.
KBC. Yep.
Links
That's right.
in
That's right.
card.
Yep. So go check this out. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I really enjoy when they do demo days and we know the people and we get to go support them. So very, very cool. This from Rish. Come on. You can do it. I can't remember what it was, or I'd start talking about it. Woj has been building on Farcaster for a while, was also among the first apps to offer Farcaster signups. We added the Supercast journey to our blog. So this is very cool. If you want to learn more about Supercast and sort of understand that journey from also a technical perspective, check out the Nanar blog for that. And a couple more quick things. Want to mention, just because this is all over the timeline right now, and I'd love to get the chat's thoughts on this, is the Moxie Heroes. So this is the new thing for Moxie this week. 30 Moxie Heroes got their capes today. Their powers, they give 2x the Moxie with every engagement this week. New heroes announced every Monday. Learn more about Moxie Heroes and other exciting community-driven Moxie improvements, carefully designed to enable more great Farcaster contributors to earn more Moxie. So I did notice some friends in here. There's a few folks who hang out in our chat often are in this picture, such as Yes to Crypto, and Renee Campbell was in this one, Cackers, Peachy, Ted, Sigwider, Oxen's in there. So a lot of interesting folks in here. That now their likes are a little up powered. So kind of fun. We'll see how this goes. The Moxie crew's trying all kinds of things. Trying all kinds of fun things. And this from our friend Just Build. Hey, Just Builders, if you're interested in a compelling conversation about the state of Farcaster, Web3 community building, and/or the future of impact of opacity, you need to check out this podcast with Dewufi and Victoria Capelli from The Optimism Show. You've heard hot takes about these topics from devs and retail users, but Dewufi sees the world through the lens of a growth marketing practitioner. So must see for anyone in the field, or if you're just curious about how to build community authentically. So very cool. I have to go check that one out. I haven't had a chance to listen to that yet. Two last things. First, you pointed out, I almost forgot, that Friday is the Purpleversary. So is anyone planning anything for Purpleversary? And I don't think they are. So Friday, we'll celebrate it here on GM Farcaster. We can at least do that much. So we'll pull some stuff from Purple and what's happened over the past year. And so come hang out with us and celebrate Purple's 2-year anniversary. If you don't know what Purple is, it is a DAO that was that was launched on Announce Builder to help support Farcaster builders, and a lot of folks starting out got their first revenue from Purple, including yours truly. So
that's right.
There we go.
And if you don't know what Purple is, then Farcaster really is dead.
And it's quite possible. Or if you don't know what Purple is because you're new and you haven't been here, hang with us on Friday and we'll explain what Purple is. Yeah, we'll just do it that way. And if you're really new to Farcaster, then do we have something for you and something to share with your friends? So we are thrilled to introduce our brand new educational series. This is me and Adrian, Farcaster 101, and it's starting today at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. We're launching a comprehensive 12-part series designed to help individuals and brands navigate and thrive in the world of Farcaster. And thank you to Snickerdoodle for making this series possible. And we're going to dive into some basics in this first week. So this is like if you are brand spanking new to Farcaster, today's your day. And we are going to have them live streaming 3 p.m. each Wednesday for the next 6 weeks. And then they'll also be available, but sectioned out, also available on YouTube right after that. And we will also have office hours. So 3 p.m. we'll be showing module 1 and 2. That'll live stream onto YouTube and Twitter. And then at 4 p.m. Eastern, Adrian and I will be in our little StreamYard studio answering questions. That will not be streamed live, so that you can feel comfortable with whatever questions you may have. Or if you are trying to onboard friends, etc., and you want to talk that through, we'll be there to kind of chat and hang out, or just come by and say hi, because we don't know if anybody's going to show up for this first one. So we'd love to see you.
And it's totally free. We're doing it will be kind of 2 modules dropped every week for the next 6 weeks with office hours, and invite your friends. And if you're new, and if you're already on Farcaster but kind of somewhat new, go through it and give us feedback. And
we'd love that. We'd absolutely love that. And next week, modules 3 and 4, which we've already recorded, are all about frames. So even if you are not brand new, but you have some questions about frames, that might be for you next week. Adrian, what did I forget? Anything? Did I get it all? I think I got it all. I don't know how the timeline's so quiet and we had that much to talk about is beyond.
I guess you got it all.
I think I got it all. And the chatty's been chatting. I haven't even had a chance to take a look. Segwider is Red Wings backwards. I did not know that. That is good to know. Can I just call you Red Wings then?
Much easier to pronounce.
It's easier to pronounce. All right. And with that, I think we're going to call it. And we will be back, as we said, today for Farcaster 101, 3 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. for office hours. And then we'll be back Friday, 8:30 a.m. for the Purpleversary. I'm very excited about that. So we'll see you then. And with that, everybody, great. Share away, Tori. We want you to share it with everybody.
Yes. And thank you, everyone, for hanging. We love you.
Yes, we love you. Thank you, chat. And bye-bye.